Welcome to Labels Don't Define Us, the podcast where we talk openly about mental health, healing, and the beautiful truth that we are all so much more than a diagnosis. I'm your host, Sarah, and today's episode is about one of the most universal topics of all, love and relationships. Our title today is Relationships and Love Beyond Diagnosis. We'll explore what it's like to navigate friendships, dating, and family life while living with a mental health condition. We'll talk about communication strategies that actually work, and I'll share some deeply inspiring stories of couples and families who've made it through the challenges together. Because love, real love, doesn't fade when things get difficult. It evolves, it learns, it deepens.
Let's start with something honest. Mental illness can impact relationships, not because people with diagnoses can't love or be loved, but because it often adds layers of misunderstanding, fear, and stigma. According to a 2022 Mental Health Foundation report, over 60% of people with mental health conditions say that their relationships have been affected in some way, from feeling isolated to struggling with communication or emotional closeness. But here's the flip side. The same report found that when partners learn together about mental health and support each other with empathy and patience, those relationships often become stronger than average. Love isn't about perfection. It's about presence. Let's talk about friendships first. Having depression, anxiety, PTSD, or any mental health diagnosis can sometimes make people withdraw, not because they don't care, but because they're overwhelmed. Many listeners have shared that they worry their friends won't understand their low gaze or anxious moments. One simple truth I've learned: good friends don't need perfect explanations. They just need honesty. Try saying, "I really value our friendship, but I'm having a hard week and might not be as social right now." Most of the time, people respond with compassion when we give them a chance to. Family can be more complex. Families often want to help, but they don't always know how. Sometimes their help can feel like pressure or misunderstanding. This is where communication becomes everything. A helpful tip from psychologist Dr. Julie Smith is to use I statements instead of you statements. For example, instead of "you never listen to me," try "I feel unheard when my feelings are dismissed." This shifts the tone from blame to understanding. And remember, setting boundaries doesn't mean pushing people away. It's actually a way to stay close in healthy ways. Now, let's talk about dating, because this is a big one. So many people with mental health diagnoses worry about when or how to talk about it. Do I tell them right away? Will they see me differently? Will it scare them off? There's no single right answer, but honesty and timing matter. You don't have to lead with your diagnosis, but it's worth sharing when you start to feel trust building. The truth is, many people are far more understanding than we expect. When someone truly cares, they'll want to learn about your world, not run from it. A 2023 UK study on dating and mental health found that 72% of people said that they would not be deterred from dating someone with a mental illness if that person was open and self-aware. Transparency creates connection. It allows both people to show up as their authentic selves. And that's the foundation of real love. Now I want to share a few stories that have touched my heart. Stories of love that have endured beyond diagnosis. Here comes story number 1, about Emma and Daniel, bipolar and boundaries. Emma was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in her mid-20s. Her partner, Daniel, admitted he didn't understand what bipolar meant at first. He thought it was just mood swings. But instead of walking away, he learned. He went to therapy with her, read about her condition, and asked how he could support her instead of trying to fix her. Today, Emma says the turning point was realizing she didn't need to hide her symptoms, and Daniel realized that his role wasn't to cure her, but to stand beside her. They've been together 8 years and describe their relationship as a team effort built on radical honesty.
Here is story 2 about Mike and Sarah, anxiety and communication. Mike lives with generalized anxiety disorder, and his wife, Sarah, used to misinterpret his anxious silence as rejection, but over time, they developed what they call their language of calm. When Mike feels overwhelmed, he says, "I'm foggy right now," instead of shutting down. That simple phrase tells his wife it's anxiety talking, not disinterest. They also made a ritual of checking in every Sunday night with one question. What do you need more of this week? Space or support? That habit, they say, saved their marriage. Here comes the last story about Leela and James, depression and compassion. Leela, who lives with chronic depression, once told me, "The most loving thing James ever did wasn't bringing me flowers. It was sitting quietly beside me when I couldn't get out of bed." Love doesn't always look grand. Sometimes it's presence without pressure, saying, "You don't need to be okay for me to love you." Today, they've been married for 12 years, and they both advocate for mental health awareness together. And now we continue with communication strategies that work. Every strong relationship has one thing in common: communication that comes from love, not fear. Here are some techniques mental health therapists recommend. Name what's happening. Use language like, "My anxiety is high today," or "I'm feeling overstimulated," to give context. Don't make assumptions. Ask, "How can I support you right now?" instead of assuming you know what they need. Schedule emotional check-ins. Once a week, have a short, judgment-free conversation about how you're both doing emotionally. Learn each other's triggers. Understanding what sets off anxiety, PTSD, or depressive episodes helps both partners feel safer and more in control. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Every small step forward, whether it's a therapy session, a good day, or an open conversation, is something to be proud of. And remember, communication doesn't just mean talking. Sometimes it means listening without trying to fix anything. Just being there. Now we're going to talk about the science of love and resilience. Here's something fascinating. Science actually supports the healing power of love. The American Psychological Association reports that healthy, supportive relationships can reduce anxiety symptoms by 23%, improve sleep quality, and even strengthen the immune system. When we feel securely connected to someone, our brain releases oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone. Oxytocin helps calm the amygdala, the part of the brain that triggers fear responses. In other words, love, real, safe love, is not just emotional. It's biological healing. So, if you've ever felt like you are too complicated to be loved, please remember this. You are wired for connection. You are worthy of love that stays, learns, and grows with you. Now it's time to talk about hope and reflection. Relationships will never be perfect, but love, when nurtured with patience and understanding, can thrive even in the face of mental illness. Every couple or friendship that makes it through the storms has one thing in common:
they never stop choosing each other, even on the hard days. If you're struggling in your own relationships right now, take heart. It's okay to need help. It's okay to ask for space. It's okay to grow at your own pace. The people meant to walk beside you won't be scared away by your diagnosis. They'll see beyond it, to the heart, the humor, the creativity, and the resilience that make you, you. Thank you for joining me today on Labels Don't Define Us. I hope this episode reminded you that love doesn't disappear in the face of mental health challenges. It transforms, deepens, and teaches us new ways to connect. If today's stories touched your heart, please share this episode with someone who could use a little reminder that love and hope are possible beyond any label. And remember, your diagnosis doesn't define you. Your compassion, your courage, and your capacity to love do. Thank you for listening to the Labels Don't Define Us podcast, and welcome back next Monday. Take care of yourself.